Just got a fucking thong on.
Very hilarious.
Yo, this is WhiteBoyRhythm. I go by Steve Nuts.
Put my Metallica shirt on.
Whatever.
I was gonna wear my
BackDoorBandit
shirt. I was like, hey, you'll be able to see.
Poppin' on these rappers. You came before, now we're coming after. Every
Might be
single
a little, for
motherfucker
me, I got my
tripping on us.
WarEagle shirt
Guess I call
right
them
there.
rappers. Guess I
What's
call them
that?
slackers.
Hold on.
You a bit slow, but I am much faster. Play me not to end you. Guess I am a pastor. You all beginners, now I'm a fucking master. Screw all the critics, they ain't never meant shit to me. My flow stay current, just like electricity shooting out my head, but end up missing me like all of my exes, wishing they still kissing me.
Like, realistically,
She put it upstairs somewhere. I don't know.
Mary popping on these motherfuckers. Mary popping on these motherfuckers.
Stay quiet.
Mary popping on these motherfuckers. Mary popping on these motherfuckers.
Yo, did you really think Lil Johnson was gonna be on the track? Y'all are fucking stupid. Give it to him, Lil. We rising to the top,
Got my private schedule review later on.
don't even lace them up, say the fuck out our ring. You all are has-beens and with a new thing. We're fly as
I was
fuck,
pointing that way, but I
with
guess
two wings. Kiss, kiss. Yo, I never
East to
kiss
my
until
left,
I
here to
pop
my right.
up. Every time your girl's out of wishing well.
Wait,
Kiss you,
wait,
wish me
hold on.
well.
I
And
mean,
wish you
realistically,
well.
I'm
And
dead
every time
center
you
on
see a
TV at
girl,
this
he'll be
point, like,
living
right in the
hell.
camera.
Hold up, let me see it clap. Texting you, I love you while I hit it from
Trying
the
to make it
back.
so that you're
Your
bigger.
replies, oh snap, who the fuck
Yeah,
is
it is.
that? She playing with my snake while I'm rubbing
Yeah,
on
oh.
a cat. I never
Oh, I
miss a
got-
beat unless I have a heart attack. I'm balling on these bitches like a Kobe Bryant starter pack. White out, did you read the almanac? With champs in the game like Brady is our quarterback. Stay the fuck out of lane. You fucked in the brain.
Mary popping on these motherfuckers. Mary popping on these motherfuckers.
Warning. Shit is about to get real.
You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Oh yeah, the CADPAD.
Yeah.
Yo, 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 yo! Welcome to the CADPAD, everyone! My name's Catman2013, and welcome to the very first episode. Actually, it's a second, technically, because we did this before a while ago, but we've rebranded it, we brought it back, and I am joined here by two very special guests, the very first two people I've actually ever gamed with online, and two of the first people are the reason why we're here today. So, we got WarEagle, also known as Tim, and Arian Wrath. JJ, say what's up, guys.
What up? What up?
What up, chat? What up, chat? Diamond, let me know the audio is good, video is good. Let me know in the chat. We're going to be starting off today by, I have some questions to ask them, and we're going to get to the fan questions at the end of this, so that will be a good opportunity for you guys to get any questions in like that. Yeah, we're just going to have a good time here today. Hopefully you guys enjoy this, and we can do some going forward in the future. Tim, how are you today?
For sure.
I am fucking fantastic. How are
I'm
you
pretty
doing?
good. Been setting this up for probably the past week, so I'm just excited to be here. JJ, how are you? You cute little bastard.
Oh, thank you. Very well, thank you. And, big shout out to you for setting this all
Thank
up,
you.
man. Couldn't
Why is it
I
wearing
appreciate that. Huh?
Why is Timmy wearing sunglasses?
That's what he does. He's cool.
They match my
Yeah,
shirt.
they kind of do a little bit.
You can't see the blue.
Yeah, a little
The
bit.
lenses are blue.
I just want to know if they can hear you guys well. If you,
I want to be like Hulk Hogan.
Diamond, are you able to hear them well? Just want to let that be known before I get to the questions here. I got a whole list for you guys today.
All right, I'm ready.
Let's see what Diamond says. Diamond's usually the audio guy. And Diamond, congrats on getting to round 100 in zombies. You're a absolute force.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Saw the
Fuck yeah,
screenshot in
bro.
the Discord. So thank you for sharing that. Yeah, can hear him good. Okay, perfect. So yeah, let's start off with a question here. Let's start off with Tim since he's on the top part. When did you get into gaming? Not specifically the game, but when and how it came about and how you figured out you kind of liked it.
Question: will there be a question of when the first game I've ever played?
Yes, it's actually part of the fan questions.
Okay. So when I got into gaming, I think I was probably about 6 years old in grade 1. And I had just gotten a Super Nintendo, and for my birthday, my mom and my dad got me Super Mario World, and I've been killing it ever since.
Really? So was that like the very first experience?
Was not, no. I had a lot of experiences before that. To playing at our cousin's house, just like bowling and baseball, with his dad, because his dad had one, but little Michael was too young. To my first console, which I don't know if that's gonna ruin the later question, was a Sega. I won't talk about the game.
Nice.
Though.
Okay. JJ, how about you?
I mean, I kind of grew up around it. You know, two of my brothers are 10 and 12 years older than me. So they had the consoles as soon as they came out. I remember watching them play Atari, back before I was even playing. And I want to say when I got hooked, probably around the same age as Timmy, I'd say, 6 or 7. And we had a 3-story house, and we lived on the top 2 floors. We rented out the first floor, and we were renovating it in between tenants. And we just set up a TV in the middle of the living room. I mean, I'm talking no furniture. We had no chair, no couch, no rug, man. We were just sitting on the floor in this abandoned apartment on the first floor, just rocking out. Same thing, Super Mario World, man. And I mean, we played for hours, man.
Perfect.
That was the time.
Yeah, I mean, it does. It's like one of those things where you could play those things for hours and never get bored. But kind of today, you got to switch games every fucking 10 minutes, and it's just like, I wish you had that aspect, but also wish that it was with the newer games as well. But it's just it's how it is. But you both sound like you just kind of got thrown into. That was just a thing.
Yeah.
And then now
For
it's
sure.
like more of like a hobby, a job, a career type thing. Different areas have different people.
Absolutely.
So, if anyone knew that gaming would be like this now, you would never gone outside. It's just like one of those things.
Oh, yeah, right?
Oh man. I kind of miss going out in the yard and playing with a stick every once in a while, but Call of Duty is just that much better.
And chat, feel free to say anything. You don't have to stay quiet during this. Feel free to talk just like you do when we're gaming. Nothing different here today.
Did I chime in?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
This is kind of like the perfect podcast right here, because ever since I've known this guy, we've kind of been like the gaming tag team, champions,
Sure.
for sure. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. We just have such. We're similar in a lot of ways, but we're different in enough ways that we can figure out so many different games. It's fucking insane. I have ideas, he has ideas, and all of a sudden, boom! We're at round 116 and Modern Warfare 3 Survival, and we're like, shut the TV off. Well, kill it because the TV just went black by accident.
That was a long game too, 8.5 hours, man, when that shut
8.5
down.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't even.
Oh man, when I was on it the other day, I should have went back and checked.
Why don't you guys
but I
talk
didn't.
about that, since they may not know that story, or just briefly touch on it and what happened and where you guys kind of ranked?
I'll start and then you
Yeah.
lead after that.
Sure.
So I was about 21, 22 years old, probably 21, 22, and man, my wisdom teeth were so bad. Like they were swelling up, like almost like every month. It would go away for 3 weeks, and then for a whole week every month, I just had pain and pain and pain and pain. And our friend over here likes to drink his drink, and I went out and asked him for a sip of his drink at that time. Just so I could get through, just so I could get by, and then we ended up gaming that night. And we played survival. It was what was the name of the map? It was with the Fallen Plane, and it was an add-on. I want to
something box.
Black Box.
Black box. There we go.
Black Box. So it was like the Fallen Plane with a thing. And then we started gaming, and we made it to round 100, 101, 102.
I thought it was like 108.
108. And then I at the time I didn't have PlayStation Plus. Arian did, and his PlayStation 3 set, and that night was his stream, and then we can go on from there.
Yeah. So
I have a little backbeat right now.
Yeah, you were kind of like lagging a little bit.
Yeah, I got a little quiet on you, but just to take over. So to start off with, we really had never planned on getting into that long of a game. He just said, "Hey,
No.
I can't sleep. You want to get down on a quick game of survival?" So
I was so much pain.
I wasn't working. I said, "Yeah, no problem. Let's get down on a game." You know what I mean? So we jumped in, and it just very quickly turned into the game. You know what I mean? I remember hitting round 40, round 50, and thinking, "Oh my God, this is a great game right now. We're gonna have to keep this going." All of a sudden, 80, round 90, things are getting real serious. And I mean, you got to hop down quick. You've got to get everything you need to get and get right back up. You've got a limited amount of time, and there's no margin for error. I mean, when you're jumping off that sentry gun up at top, if you miss that jump, you're done. Forget about it. You know what I mean?
Fuck.
At that point, I've got to leave him, or he's got to leave me down there, and we need to just play it out. You know what I mean? Try and get somebody back up there. But we're up there in rounds, and I remember thinking at a certain point, it had to be probably 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning at this point. We probably started playing at 10:30 at night. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
And
I remember going to work the next day and being like, my brother being like, "What, did you drink all night?" And I go, "No, I just played video games."
What was it, like 4 or 3 in the world?
It was
3
3
and 4,
and 4
so
in the world.
back to back.
3 and 4, yeah.
We had to go back
He was
and-
3, I was 4.
That's because that was at the time where hackers hadn't really taken over yet, and so that was legit. That was a legit 3 and 4.
Ours was legit, but number 1 was definitely a hacker. Remember that? Number 2 was real. Whoever number 2 was, I wish we remember what the name was, but number 2 was definitely real. Number 1 was just like
the number
quadrillion.
1 guy didn't even have kills, did he?
No, he had like fucking. It was probably like 500 kills on like 135 rounds. Like, it's just stupid,
So technically, you were 2 and 3, and
Well, technically, we would have been 1 and 2 because those other 2 had to have been cheating together.
Oh, I guess so. Yeah, I guess if you put it that way. So
because they were the top team, the 1 and 2, but one of the guys wasn't participating. It looked like he might have even been a split screen, and he just parked one controller in a spot where he couldn't get hurt, and then he just played.
Oh, yep.
Well, think of it like this: if you
No, it would have had to been because it was a duo, it wasn't solo.
Oh yeah,
That's what I
they
mean,
had
yeah.
the different
Yeah.
the different
One, two,
matchups for
three,
duo, sync,
Yep.
solo, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
So 1 and 2 was just a fucking kid. He probably had one thing to go down and get supplies. He probably switched off every once in a while when he had to. But
Just
if he
to
knew,
get the things that he needed, sentry gun, claymores.
yeah.
So
And there was a little bit of a glitch there where you could hop on a sentry gun and get on top of something. but I feel like it had to have been put there, like almost
it
like
was
in zombies
absolutely
when you
put
fight.
there on
Well,
purpose.
when you play Call of the Dead and you knife the bullet hole and you get put on top, like it's like there's a purpose made thing,
Yeah.
like.
I mean, the bottom line is they understand when you're playing a game of zombies and you're getting in a 3-hour game, you have to use the bathroom. They put these spots in there, not to be abused, but so that you can use them and you can still get up, get a drink of water, use the restroom. I mean, you can't always count on your teammate to hold a zombie and things happen. You get squeezed up in a
I
corner.
have a question for
the guy
you.
puts them down, and now all of a sudden you're upstairs using the John. Round starts, you're down. It's that quick.
Well,
I have a
before
question.
you get into that, before we start going on a tangent here, it's crazy to think that. So if you are 1 and 2 in the world, and how YouTube, Twitch, all these platforms turned out today, what you could have technically turned that into if you had the streaming software, the capability, that would have been the craziest thing. And it just sucks that it happened. All this great stuff happened at a time where it wasn't just big enough yet,
Yeah, for sure. We
Yeah.
were in the beginning phases there of all of that. Even, I mean, people, sharing gaming channels was not huge back then.
Yeah.
You could look up tutorials. People would run tutorials, but it's nothing like it was after, next gen zombies was starting and everybody was looking for the Easter eggs the day they dropped. You know what I mean? It was nothing
Yeah.
nothing going viral.
And then a leaker gave it to the top guy, and he puts on how to do it. Do it. Yeah.
For sure.
Tim, what was your question?
Well, I have a question for JJ real quick.
Sure.
And I want to know. So obviously those spots were put in there, so you had to use the bathroom and things like that, not to be abused and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go Black Ops Call of the Dead versus Blackout Modern Warfare 3, where we both played and made 1,000,000 rounds on both maps.
Yeah.
Call of the Dead, I know for sure we could have trained zombies all the way around and fucking did our thing and whatever and made it to a high round. But do you think on that Blackout map we could have done that with, AI shooting at us or computers shooting at us? Like they had guns. Like zombies are easy, you can kite them, but being shot at's a different thing.
I understand the mentality, but at the same point, those spots are put in there for people to make it to high rounds because they understand at a certain point you can't be running around the whole game. You've got attack choppers coming in, you've got juggernauts, and you've got infantry all at the same time. You can only run for so long until
helicopters.
Until you hit a point where you're in the open, and what happens is they're designed to flank around you. They're not designed to just funnel in one spot. You know what I mean? That's not the AI design to just come straight line right at you. What they do is this is where you're going, and based off how you turn is how they're going to react and move with it.
We got a comment here from Diamond. He wants you guys to know that Tim, you're looking sick with your glasses. JJ, you're looking real good. He said I'm looking good myself. So quick comment from Diamond saying that we all look really good today.
I'm creating a persona.
I guess we can skip that question. You guys kind of touched on that. Next thing is, and we'll start with JJ. What really got you hooked for the long run? And I know most of the people already might know this answer, but what really got you hooked for the long run?
Oh man, I would say this is a multi-part answer for me. So, I always liked RPGs. When I was younger and I played PC, I liked MMORPGs, and I'm going to tell you, kind of a shortened version of this. How it happened is I had started gaming heavier in PC, playing World of Warcraft, a lot of games you guys have probably never heard of online that don't even exist anymore. And World of Warcraft, I liked that long-term playing of you can level your characters, you know what I mean? And it wasn't just,
I have a question. What was that game when we first started hanging out in high school that was just a type thing? you would type things and then hit enter, like, and you put JJ and then type in, and it was like an MMORPG thing, but it was just all typing. There was like nothing. It wasn't like a game.
Oh,
It was just.
I was making a game. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, were you?
Yeah, yeah. I was
Okay.
designing my own. That's when I had just started getting into learning how to code PHP and HTML, and it was.
Oh no shit.
I was actually working on a project with another guy, and we were trying to make our own MMORPG to.
Oh, nice.
go with, but I just
Well,
didn't.
don't
have
do
the
it. Kurt
time.
Schilling is broke. My favorite baseball player of all time tried to make a game like that and went broke.
Yeah, yeah.
55 million.
I went from World of Warcraft, and my friend John actually, he had a bunch of Call of Duties, and I, hadn't even played Call of Duty up to that point. In fact, I probably made fun of people that played Call of Duty. You know what I mean? And it was
Had
like
that phase.
Ghost Recon, and I wasn't really into those kind of games at the time, and he was like, listen, just take them. I've got, 3 different Call of Duties, and he had, Call of Duty 4 that he gave me for PC, and he gave me World at War. And I remember I started playing multiplayer in World at War, and I sucked at first, obviously. I was the noob. I was the guy running out, dead. I'd put 2 bullets off, everybody'd see where I was, and they'd just shoot me. And
That's me in 2020.
And I started getting better, and I liked the fact back then in multiplayer, everything was even. It was even kill streaks. The only thing difference was the guns. Everybody had the same kill streaks. 3 kills was UAV. 5 kills was a care package. 7 kills was chopper, and 11 kills was dog. And you all had the same thing. So it wasn't like some guy was in a corner getting a nuke, and now all of a sudden you lose the game because this guy just sat in a house the whole time and plugged people down. And I liked that. That's what drew me in initially to Call of Duty. And then they launched Zombies, and the first map, people who played Black Ops 4 PlayStation knew nothing about the original Zombies on PC. There were no perks. There was no punch on those first maps.
That was the saying in the last stream that we just did. Was that there's a perk machine, there's mule kick, and there was no perks on this original map.
Yeah. No, Nocturne Totem, the first map, there was nothing. You didn't have perks. You didn't have pack-a-punched weapons. You had the box, and that was it. And that's how I learned how to play. So for me, it was a real easy transition into console zombies, which obviously at that point I was hooked, because now you give me Juggernaut, forget about it. I'm not going down. You know what I mean? I'm going to play for 3 hours, and you're going to watch me. And every time you watch me, I know that's going to drive you to be a better player, because that's what made me a better player. Nothing drives you to play better than going down and have to watch a guy finish round after round while you're doing nothing. You know what I mean? Yep.
Nothing better than sitting and me and this guy had 2 TVs next to each other on the couch in our big ass living room of the apartment that we rented, that we lived with my father at the time. And nothing was better than watching JJ get into a zombie match, because believe it or not, I wasn't in all of them, because he would just play one after another, like going through. And it would make it to round 10, and he'd put his mic on, and I could just tell from the conversation that he was having. Somebody was like, "Oh, now you put your mic on," and he goes, "Well, you weren't worthy." And now you're worthy. It was like it was he was just seeing if you were worth it. Like if you can make it to round 10, then all right, I'll put my mic on, and maybe we'll do some shit.
That's it. Yeah, you can't make it in. Why am I even gonna turn my mic on to talk to you? I don't need to listen to what you've got to say. I know.
Man. The shit we used to talk on that game, I love it.
All right, transition over to Tim, I guess. What got you hooked?
What got me hooked? Honestly, what got me hooked was the Easter eggs. And I'm not talking about the Call of Duty Easter eggs or there's things like that. I'm talking about when the first time somebody ever showed me in Super Mario World that you could find a different spot by doing a different
Where
thing
you
to end
fly up and over it. Is
to
that what
to
you're talking
to
about?
end
Yep.
the thing. I was like, wow, that's wild. And I mean, best and believe when I start putting out the recordings, it's all going to be in there. But like, holy shit, like I don't know, like I always just thought a video game was a video game because I was like a little kid. Like, oh, you just do this. Like baseball, I can't win because I suck at timing. Like things like that. Like I can't do this. So this game is too hard. But then like going into it, like that's what got me hooked. But then venturing on to different games like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, and
Clap.
um, Battletoads with Double Dragon, the duo. That was kind of an innovative game because it was 16-bit, but it was set up to be almost 3D, which was like one of the first in its time. But
Yeah.
I would say Super Mario World was the one that got me absolutely fucking hooked.
So would you say, and this is for both of you, would you say that those were kind of like, to use a term, the gateway drug into the gaming world? And that kind of led to you branching off into other genres and stuff like that.
Can I
Yeah.
answer that real quick?
Yeah.
My gateway drug just has how JJ had just talked about World of Warcraft. So obviously those consoles fizzled out by the time I was about like 12 years old. Um, and then it was PlayStation. I think by the time I was 12, which would have been like 2002, we were on to PlayStation 2. And I had just got one, but I was too poor to buy it. My mom got me one for Christmas with one game, and I only had one game, but which was fine because I was cool with that. I would just play that one game.
Yeah.
But it just didn't have a million games. But we had internet, which was like the first, not the first, but obviously first was in like 1995, but like, a dial up trying to like really hone in its skills and do its fucking thing. And I started playing RuneScape online, the first ever, and I'm gonna say the first ever. If anybody on here knows RuneScape, they don't know like I do because back in 2001 and 2002, I was a fucking pioneer playing that shit 2D, and now that thing is fucking 3D. You can buy the cards in fucking Target and fucking all this shit. It's like a World of Warcraft, like and I still now today play it on my fucking cell phone, old school RuneScape, but I'm not a member. I don't want to pay for that shit. I played it out. I'm good. But when I'm bored, I just go on and fuck around. But honestly, I was kind of like weird, like so like when it came to like PlayStation 2 when I only had one game, you can't be really hooked on gaming with one game. But when it came to going on the computer and that game was like real, I was like fuck, like I could just play this shit for fucking hours, you know? And then after that, obviously move on to PlayStation 3 years down the road, but or buy more games from PlayStation 2, but it's always been good. We always used to play what was it? It wasn't Call of Duty. The game it was like in the Pacific. They were
was,
attacking
uh,
Pearl Harbor.
It was like wasn't Ghost Recon
Medal of Honor. Medal of Honor we used to play.
Honor. That's
Yeah, oh
right.
yeah.
That's right.
PlayStation 1, yeah, or Xbox.
Fantastic. That was a good one too, man. I missed that.
It was, yeah. Too bad they didn't try to like combat Call of Duty or something because
I mean, they couldn't. Honestly, they could. Call of Duty just became such a Goliath so quickly because it spread cross-platform, and that was something that Medal of Honor at that point, I believe, was only PlayStation exclusive, right? So I don't think they even.
Yeah, it was. Yep. It was. Yep.
Blow up like Call of Duty.
It started on PlayStation 1 and then went to PlayStation 2, and I'm pretty sure it died there.
Well,
they might have
Call of
tried a
Duty
3,
got
but
you figure PlayStation 2 is when Call of Duty just took off, and they couldn't compete. I think they knew it. They didn't have enough, diversity inside of the game. There wasn't enough options to make it viable on moving forward with it.
Now, Now
Right.
this question it's going to be hard to answer because I want you to pick one thing, and it's going to be hard to keep yourself from going off the rails there and trying to add things to it. But I want you to really try to challenge yourself, limit it to one thing. Going forward in the future, what is one thing, and this is general, not Call of Duty, not just stuff like that.
Yeah.
What would you like to see in games? One thing that would make it stand out for you going forward.
You want me to take this, Timmy?
Yeah, go first.
So I think the biggest thing that I would like to see in games, and I know this is tough to do with some games, I'd like to see more cooperative games. You know what I mean? I like the Call of Duty campaign. I like that they finally made it so you can do that with more than one player. You know what I mean? Because I think that was always such a crucial part of learning the game mechanics, was going in and playing the campaign before you just jumped into multiplayer and getting pwned every time you spawn, because they've already been playing the betas, and it doesn't even matter that you just got the game first day. These kids have been playing it for months, and they're all cracked out on Mountain Dew, just ready to eat you.
Code Red.
I like that aspect, and I feel like that's ultimately what gaming is all about, is that interaction, that that cooperative spirit of working together as a team to get better together. And I mean, I think it's real important for everybody to have that social interaction. There are people who play video games that don't have very good social skills. They don't get out and have a lot of friends, and that's their outlet. I like that you can be, kind of whatever you want to be on there. You know what I mean? You can be your own avatar. You don't have to be that nerdy kid at school or the jock. You know what I mean? I think that group, if we could just get more games that are, group oriented like that, and any genre really would be, I think, fantastic if they let you play with more people. You know what I mean? Give you more
add on
options.
to that, I really would like I like that too, because that would have been mine. I want to see, because it usually cuts off at 4 people, I want to see bigger groups, 5, 6,
That's
something
what I mean.
like
Yeah.
that. Also, I want there's not a lot of these. There's maybe a handful. Cooperative horror games. I love horror games.
Yeah.
I love co-op. Put them together. That would be something like Friday the 13th. Classic game. And it's a shame that it came to an end. But that was something that you could play for hours without, being bored. It's just cooperative horror games is just something that needs to start making its way up, and I just don't see enough of that.
Agreed. For sure. The Resident Evils and all that. You ready for my answer?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go with the social aspect where JJ was going, but in a different way a little bit, just because, man, I'm fucking... I'm sorry. I'm looking up, and you can't tell, but I'm looking up because she's gonna open the door. I don't want it to be so fucking loud and backbeat.
That's what I'm saying.
I really hope that they bring back in-game chat. I mean, the party thing is ill. If you're, like if JJ's playing zombies and you're playing Call of Duty and I'm playing Fortnite and we could all talk and stuff like that. But man, we've gotten away from the shit talk. And that's the only reason why I really started to play Call of Duty, because I could shit talk my opponent and get in their fucking head. And then it was almost like a Bill Belichick Patriots, like, I'm going to get in your fucking head before we get into the game. And then you could overrule it. Now it's just kind of just like, you're like kind of like laid back, like blah 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 blah, talking to my friends, fuck. I don't know. I would like to talk shit to somebody, at least, even one person that has a fucking mic on the other side, or even the person in my lobby, and be like, and I miss that too. I miss now that it's like it just throws you into a different lobby every time. I miss being in the same lobby, especially when we were playing Call of Duty the other night, Modern Warfare 3, where you could be in the same lobby and be like, you're on my team right now, but I'm going to fuck you up when you're on the next team, you son of a bitch. And then they get put on the next team, and then every time, like, you know, it was like you kill them, you kill them, you kill them, and then all of a sudden they kill you, and you know they have that 1 second they're gonna hear you one thing, and you're like scumbag, and then they hear it, and they're like, oh, I'm gonna get him again, I'm gonna get him again. Like it made it more competitive. Now it's not so competitive. It's just people playing to fucking play. That's what they do,
Here's
you
the
know.
problem with game chat, and I like it. I want it to come back. Game chat needs to the audio quality needs to be better. First of all, that's one thing they need to do, and next gen consoles could be a step towards that. The second thing is they don't promote it enough to the point where you go in game chat and almost nobody's in there talking. So it's kind of like, yeah, this sucks. Let's just go back and party chat. They need to promote it more, give you an incentive for it, where it's like, you know, like you said, you're in the same lobby. You know, you really don't need it anymore because you're in the lobby once and that's it. So it's like, there's no point. You know, I've gone into it a couple times for gunfight, and I've started talking shit. And by the time the game ends, you start trying to fit all the shit you're talking in, and you just into a new lobby right away. So they've kind of done that to themselves, to the point where they've taken that fun part away from gaming. But I hope to see that return in next gen consoles along with party chat, because party chat is also good for streaming, for recording, for stuff like that.
Absolutely. No, and I wasn't trying to hate on party chat so much, but I mean, I just need that. I need that game chat back. I need it for my own to just keep going with these new games and how like technologically fucking smart or brilliant that they get. Like I need that so that I can keep up with it. I'm old school, man.
Vlad says co-op Silent Hill games would be lit. Shame that PT never got made into a full game. I totally agree with you, Vlad. That is definitely.
I've watched a couple. I haven't ever played it, but
no, it definitely was something that they should have kept going. I'm pissed that they actually canceled it. Moving on, kind of in the middle of our question list. We still got the fan questions, and we're probably gonna. Go over I kind of wanted to make these episodes 45 minutes each, but since it's the first episode, we got a lot to talk about. We got 2 guests. We might as well push it a little to an hour, maybe a little over. If that's okay with you two.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm here.
Like Battle Royale is now, what genre do you see taking over next? Anyone can start.
You want to take this? You want me to take it?
Tiffany's time to think.
All right. So listen, I
want to see what he says.
A bit of a visionary here, and I don't think that it's going to be any one genre. I think it's going to be a whole nother direction that gaming is going to head in. We are on the precipice of VR becoming very readily available in every home. And I feel like that is going to take gaming to a whole nother level. I mean, there's nothing going to be quite like being able to throw on a bodysuit and a nice VR headset and grab that gun and go into any game you want, or pick up that sword and go into, you know, Skyrim or whatever you guys are playing. You know what I mean? I think it's not just going to be one genre of game. I think VR is just going to reopen every game to whole new adventures and a whole new experience. I mean, we played VR. We all went out together for my bachelor party. And I remember when that
amazing
all around in unison, everybody at the same time was just fucking insane.
Whoa.
Dude, it was so crazy, and you felt like you were there.
We knew. Yeah. I mean, we knew that it was going to be.
Thank you for touching base on that one. Yeah.
So I think, honestly, VR, and I mean, once you get into RPGs in VR, you're never going to fucking put that thing down. Let's be real. Timmy gets into RuneScape, and he's in there cutting people down and doing everything he has to do by hand, and now you feel like you're a part of it even more. And, Steven, you're going to jump on Call of Duty. It's going to be fucking Call of Duty 15 by then. You're going to be on there playing, and you're going to be holding that gun. It's going to be you and Pablo, you know what I mean? And we're going to be in there just tearing it up, and nobody's going to be able to get us off. You know what I mean? I think that's going to be the next big drawing. I think that'll bring even some older gamers back, because there's going to be nothing like it. You know what I mean? To be able to see those things real time and physically reach out and feel like it's right there. You get shot, your chest vibrates where the bullet hit you. I mean, nothing's going to compare.
That is such a good point. And no one brings up or thinks about it. I actually have a PlayStation VR, and when I first got it, I put it on. I was like, I played the demo games that they sent with it, and I was like, holy fucking shit! I'm underwater right now. Like, this looks fucking sick. And no one thinks about this because we're in 2020. The PlayStation VR is basically, in its life cycle, a PlayStation 1 right now. It's a PlayStation 1.
Right.
So it's 2020. It's a PlayStation 1. 2035, 2040.
I think we're looking closer than that. I'm going to say 2025. I mean, they've already got the Oculus Rift out, and the Oculus is its own system in itself.
Oh, yeah, no.
You can take it anywhere. I mean, I'm going to say within the next 5 years, we're going to see a huge surge in VR. And it's going to be, I wouldn't even be surprised if it comes standard with the PS5. You know what I mean? If we're heading in that direction, or the PS6, whichever one it is. But I think it's going to come standard with the system at a certain point.
Real quick, Tim, right before you go. I was just using for comparison from PS1 to now. Like, look at that.
Oh,
look how much of a gap that will be for the PS5 and PS1, PlayStation VR 1, PlayStation VR 6. Like, holy dude, you're going to be able to, you're not going to fucking see anything or hear anything in the fucking vicinity of you. You're going to be in the game. You're going to get PTSD. You're going to get hit by a fucking nuke, dude. It's
going to be good, though. I mean, it brings you back to, and everybody knows what I'm talking about right now when I say it, that first time you fired up your N64 on Super Mario 64, and those graphics fired up, that first time you ever saw it, and you got that feeling where you got goosebumps and you said, holy shit, these graphics are amazing. Enter PlayStation 1,
32-bit,
enter PlayStation 1 fucking a year and a half later, 2 years later, and you fired that PlayStation up for the first time, and just the startup screen, you said, oh my God, this is going to be epic. You hadn't even seen a fucking game yet. You're just watching the loading graphics, and you just said, this is it. Just like you were saying with the VR, that's that feeling, and that feeling sits with you. You remember that, you know what I mean? You get nostalgia, and that's funny when you fire up that system every time, and you hear that PlayStation. It brings you back. You know what I mean? To that time.
Yeah.
I think that's a big part of the gaming, is that feeling that you get, that adrenaline. It's instant as soon as you fire it up.
With it at the moment is it takes too much space. A little bit too much space.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And that's the only problem.
They've got to work on hard drives.
They need like a 360 type thing. Where you don't have to continuously move. You just turn in a seat, stuff like that. Quick comments, real quick, just before Tim says, I know he's been waiting.
Oh, no worries.
Diamond says,
I got nothing.
I think story mode games like adventure and puzzles and stuff, but I also add VR. I agree with VR, but also story mode. Vlad says, that's a really good point. VR is starting to speed up really fast now. Just look at Half-Life Alyx. Actually, that reminds me, there's already stuff Elon Musk is working on for brain augments. And Sean's sister, Haley, says, Timmy, my mom says you look like one of her YouTubers. So those are the comments so far.
Fuck yeah.
Tim, next genre. What do you got?
Well, to agree a little bit with JJ, I think VR is definitely going to be a thing, and it's going to be a thing fucking hardcore. But I don't know, man. Like, we never thought Battle Royale would be a thing, or maybe it was in it, and I just kind of jumped into it, like, back after fucking working for so much. But I never thought Battle Royale would be a thing, and I don't know. Maybe there's a different game mode out there that we still haven't experienced, or some have, and they were a little bit ahead of their time, or before their time. And and then it's just gonna come back, and it's all. I mean, through life, we have fads, Adidas are cool, or now it's Nike, or you know what I'm saying, and now it's in gaming. It went from first person shooter to this like third person battle royale that dropped, and then all like Call of Duty, everybody was GTA was like, oh fuck, we got to get on that. Like almost like they were like, we're making the best stuff, and then somebody dropped some shit, and it became famous, and they were like, yo, like, we got to get on that before like we lose out. Like we're fucked. We're fucked. It was almost like if somebody hit like what is it like F9, like the red button in the White House, like boom, and then it was like wah, 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 wah. We're fucked. Everybody fucked. We're fucked. We gotta go. Figure it out. Yeah. We started to build nukes. We gotta build nukes. So they got nukes. We can need nukes. Everybody needs nukes. Shit like that. That's why Black Ops exists.
My genre actually would be with the capacity of the loading speed for consoles coming up and beyond. Full scale adventure games. Apocalyptic games. You travel through a city, kind of like a GTA type thing, but more like huge. And they're working on some of these on PC. They're mostly space games, and some of these games are like in size are absolutely just like fucking huge. Like they said one of these games would take you probably 2 weeks to travel the full universe of it, and that's how big one of these like space games is. But in retrospect, like Tim said, the new genre or the new fad could not even have been created yet. It might not even be a thing. No. So we don't know.
Yeah.
But real quick though.
Yep.
If there was anything like we had, and it was in space, like on a certain planet, or like a game that created like a Call of Duty where every map was on a different planet, but like it was like a space version and stuff like that, I could fucking get down with that. Though Halo, not my jam. I used to play with you, but not my jam.
Yeah. I wanted to throw one last thing into the VR now. Imagine, if you will, any game that you've ever played coming back on VR. And I'm talking any game you can imagine. Man. And it's a very real thing, because they've already launched these online sites where you can go back and play PlayStation 1 games, on PS3 or PS4. So you're going to be able to play any of these games once these VRs launch and they make it accessible. I mean, you're going to be able to go back and play any game that you've ever wanted on VR, and it's going to be amazing. I can't wait, honestly.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you think that's going to flood the market?
No.
I don't think it will, because there's going to be
like in a money aspect where you can go back and play any game whenever you want.
It'll be a subscription service like anything. If you wanted a subscription to PlayStation 1 games, you buy that subscription. If you wanted a subscription to, Xbox 360 games or Atari games, whatever you want, they'll make it happen once it opens up,
I already, however, I have a cartridge for the Super Nintendo that's 101 in 1. And one of the games I was trying to play, and it's listed on the thing called Baseball 2 because it's hacked, not hacked, but they create this fucking thing. And when I go into the game, it's a baseball game that's all in Japanese, or it's definitely Japanese. It's got to be Japanese because Japan adopted fucking baseball. So I literally went on my phone and Googled this Baseball 2 in English, and clicked on it, and I found an emulator just on my phone. Yeah. But I could find the game and play it on my phone if I really wanted to, if I had a controller plugged into it. But I didn't have a controller, so I couldn't figure it out. And all I was really trying to figure out is what it says. I didn't give a fuck what it said on my phone. I just wanted to know what it said on the TV. But I ended up getting into the game somehow just by clicking and clicking and clicking. And it was pretty fun. But we'll see what happens.
The only thing is, at some point, technology is going to be so advanced that any of these games are not going to be able to be remastered. They're going to have to be remade. So
for
it's just going to
sure.
get to that point.
And the Wii has already done that with
Yeah.
Nintendo.
The technology will be so readily available at that point that you could honestly probably just plug this game into a converter, and you could have computers convert all the files for you. You know,
Sega.
you wouldn't even have to do the legwork. All you have to do is write the algorithm and put in the coding, and now, as soon as you download that game, you've got your own program to transfer all these files and convert them for you. You know, it's very possible.
I just
Absolutely.
can't wait, and knock on wood, faster loading speeds coming ahead, no download speeds. Let's get ready for that.
Let's get some bigger.
Are you
hard
knocking
drives
on your
too,
penis?
huh?
I'm knocking on wood.
Gotta get some bigger. Let's be real. A terabyte hard drive when we're running, 150 gigabyte games is not realistic, guys. Come on, PlayStation, Xbox, get with it.
I had to get my.
We gotta buy
For sure. Like, come on.
We got to get externals, and it's silly. We shouldn't have to be putting more money into these systems we're already putting $300 into. I mean, come on, give us something. It's not that much harder to throw an extra terabyte on there. What is it? It's like $20 for a terabyte hard drive right now. They can put it in there, right?
I agree.
We'll pay the extra $20.
This is a question that probably wouldn't even be asked years ago, but it would be a question today. How do you view video games and how they impact others, good or bad?
Get it, Timmy.
All right. So when I was 24 years old, little background story. I had a child when I was 17. I dropped out of high school. I didn't get my GED until I was 24 years old. The one question I had to pass, because they give you 5 versions, science, social studies or history, math, writing, and English. On writing was the last one I left to last because I wasn't sure the question they were going to ask me for me to write my essay was, what are the pros and cons of video gaming and how will it affect the youth today? And I was like, fuck yes, fuck yes, fuck yes. I got this shit. Like, oh man, I might have wrote a fucking 8-page essay. It doesn't even matter. Like, but their views, it gave me the pros and cons, and the cons were like, like blindness, and like it was just crazy shit. It just all checks if you were like coherent enough to write a fucking essay. Could you spill out what you were gonna spill again?
Me or JJ?
You. I lost it after thinking about that. Fired me up. It fired me up.
How do you feel? I'm trying to find the best way to word it. How do you view how video games impact others? Like, is it good, bad, and explain.
All right. I say if you have a girlfriend, it's fucking bad. It's fucking wicked bad. It's terrible. It's fucking terrible. It's terrible.
Not for me. She
I know. Good for you. No, and I don't even really mean that. She's really cool with me playing video games. She has no understanding of why or what I do any of this for, but she's supportive to me. In a bad way, maybe you waste too much time. If you're like me, you're gonna gain weight. You're gonna sit in the house. It's not healthy. But in a good way. I mean, the way, going back to how I got hooked on video games, I grew up in a bad household, man. I grew up in a house where you if you ask, I'll tell, but you wouldn't even want to hear the things of like the household I grew up in. So video gaming, even to this day, of feeling like even a little bit of anxiety, is a curb to me. Just get out of reality and let things go.
And JJ?
You know what? I'm gonna go right down that same row with him. I think a lot of people get down on video games. And it's unfortunate because I think they do so much for people, you know, like if there's one place you can go and feel like you belong, it's a gaming community. You know, when you go on there, this is what I said earlier, you don't have to be yourself. You don't have to be that nerdy kid at school or that jock that everybody stereotypes. You're free to be whoever you want to be on there, you know? And I think it's huge because it lets you escape from your day-to-day life. Sometimes people need that escape to get out of their own heads. You know what I mean? Just have that moment to yourself and feel like you're doing something. You know, maybe you didn't have a great day and you can get on there and you can get a 10 kill streak and now you feel like you've accomplished something. And even just that little bit is such a huge confidence boost for people, and it helps, you know, people's self-esteem. So I think a lot of people, they blame it on the video games. Oh, you know, somebody goes out and they shoot a place up, it's Grand Theft Auto's fault, or somebody goes out and they rob a bank, Payday's fault. You know, I mean, let's be real. Guns don't kill people, people kill people. And I think it's the same with video games. Don't blame it on the video games, you know. Just because this kid grew up playing Mortal Kombat doesn't mean he's going to be a serial killer. And, you know, just the same doesn't mean the kid's going to be a failure either. Plenty of people who lead successful lives play video games and still do many other things. I mean, you see celebrities endorse video games all the time. So to put a stereotype that, oh, if you're going to play video games, you're wasting your life, there's people who make careers out of it. You know what I mean? This is just the start for you on your channel, but I guarantee this is going to go so much further than this podcast and the streams that you've been doing. I mean, it's only the beginning, and it's only getting better. You know what I mean?
Fortnite's got the Pro-Am. Call of Duty has a Pro-Am. So it's all, you know.
I mean, they throw big pools, these guys, man. What was it? Somebody won $1 million? Was that the Fortnite
I think
pool
so,
that I saw?
It's crazy.
$1 million grand prize. The kid was like fucking 13. Can you imagine being 13 years old winning a fucking $1 million? You don't even know what to do with yourself. You know?
And just to quickly speak on it, because I want to get to some of the fan questions. I kind of use video games as like an outlet for anxiety as well. I dealt a lot with health anxiety a couple of years ago, and when I was feeling so sick, even though sometimes I was doing it to myself, just jumping in the PlayStation Party and listening to my friends play the games, I could, you know, sit there and just chill and relax and fall asleep. Or watching them, you know, I would be like, hey, can you just throw up a stream so I can watch it? Just watching them play, just being able to relax and like just get away and, you know, have fun, you know. So now it's more of something that I love to do and passionate about, but at one point it was something that I used as an outlet for anxiety and, you know, just to get away from, you know, what I was doing to myself, and it really did help me.
Absolutely.
Rolly says, yo, Tim over here with sunglasses on while inside. So that's Rolly there taking a shot.
I'm creating a persona. Sorry you're not on the podcast, Rolly.
This might be a question from the fans, so I'm going to skip it. Let's get to the fan questions here, and these are just going to be rapid fire. So, you know, quick first thoughts on any of the questions you can give will be fine, because I know we're kind of getting a little bit to the overboard point here on the stream. Okay, so mostly we got them from Diamond and Vlad. Thank you guys for submitting your questions. If anyone in the chat right now wants to submit one, please go ahead and type it. Guys, I'm not going to read all your questions, so I'm only going to do a couple here. Just pick them out. So sorry if you you know, don't like that.
Let's do it.
Diamond says, and this is for both. What is your favorite Call of Duty?
Modern Warfare 3.
I mean, I gotta stick with World at War, where it all started, man. If it wasn't for that, I never would have fallen into the Call of Duty community. So I'm forever indebted to that game for bringing me into it, without a doubt.
I gotta say Black Ops 1 for me. Black Ops 1 is where I started, so I'm gonna say.
I love that as well, yeah, but the Modern Warfare 3
they're close. They're definitely very close. Vlad says, question 1, Whose fault is it always?
Between us?
No.
Yeah.
You know the answer, Tim. Whose fault is it always?
I mean, I
It
say
is
Sean.
Sean's
even.
fault.
It was
It's
fucking
fucking
Sean.
Sean's fault.
But no. We're making a fucking movement right now. It's not Sean's fault. It's fucking Roey's fault.
You know what? Fucking both of them. It's both their faults. And question 2.
The short roll.
Best gaming moment to ever happen. Example being narrowly dying, but managed to get a huge kill chain all at once. If you guys can remember one, you can feel free. If you don't, you could pass.
Mine would be the survival victory for us, man. That was a fucking 13-hour game. Put us at fucking 3 and 4 in the world. I mean, that's gonna take my greatest moment for sure.
I'd say my version of that would have been the first game that we didn't plan on, and then almost going down and getting back up, and then being in the game, and then it ending. But like that's the closest you're gonna get to success ever.
Yeah.
And then it just happens.
What about even that second game that we were playing? My system started fucking freezing up, and I had to get Timmy. I was like, Timmy, go down, so the game saves before something happens. And Timmy had to put himself down real quick. We might have even lost that second round too.
Oh yeah,
you got it
no,
saved,
straight up. I dove down and I was just like, and then I hit like the fucking crouch like lay down button. It was like there and like waiting, and I was like, fuck, they're not killing me. And it was like they don't see me. All of a sudden, dead.
And this.
But thank God.
This one's from Diamond. For me. Did you think your channel would grow this much back when you created it? With Boom of the Best Gaming, which was what this channel originally was, no. We kind of just started streaming Modern Warfare 3 every single Friday, and a bunch of randoms just started joining and would sub, and that's how we got to 640 whatever we're at right now. As far as Super Trash Gamers go, we haven't grown as much as I'd like yet to say that, so I don't know how to answer that, but it's definitely aiming in the right direction, and I like where it's heading. So I hope that answered your question. Vlad says, final question for all three of you, but I don't think it was his final. Yeah, it was actually. What would you say in the last 3 years was your favorite game? If so, why? Tim, go.
In the last 3 years, my favorite game, Red Dead Redemption 3.
Okay,
All
there
right.
you go. And JJ?
God, I would probably have to say maybe Black Ops 2. Maybe Black Ops 2. I mean, when Transit came out, that was huge, man. Being able to head out into the fog and when we're riding that bus together and somebody falls off, everybody was so scared on that fucking bus, man, that they were going to fall off or something was going to happen. I'd be the first guy off that bus to save your ass and roll with you in the fog.
No, I remember that.
You know, going and seeing those old maps, seeing Nocturne on Toten off in the side, you know, through the fog. And I just fucking loved that, man. I don't know. There was something about that just, it was kind of the first mobile map, you know what I mean? Where you got to travel from area to area, and I liked that.
It was great.
So probably ups.
Tim, did you answer that already?
He did answer.
I think it did.
I think I'm slowing down in my brain here.
Wait, smoke weed?
Rolling. I was asked if you guys play anything other than COD. By who? Stop being a troll. You're a fucking little bitch. Okay. Mine.
I do. I play a lot of games on my phone, actually. You know,
Clash of
I
Clans,
play
yeah.
Clash Royale. I play. Sometimes I'll play Clash of Clans. But I mean, I like games like that where you've got a little bit more strategy to it too, and they're quick, so I can pick it up. I can play a 1v1 or a 2v2 real quick, get down, and then just hop right back off. I don't have to dedicate a lot of time to it. Sometimes I don't have a lot of time lately, so I like being able to get into a 3-minute game or a 6-minute game and just hop right back off and to whatever I'm doing.
Most of the games I play that are different, I play kind of off stream by myself. They're mostly single player, so that's when I play those. But just to answer the question about in the last 3 years, I would have to say, since I've played it the most in the last 3 years, and some people might not like this answer, but it's kind of bullshit that people just, throw opinions their way based on different games. But I would have to say my honest answer would be Fortnite. Maybe not the latest, you know, issues with Fortnite in the latest months, but definitely Fortnite. Season 1 through 7. I really did love when it came out in 2017. I think I played the shit out of Fortnite. I loved it. It was so much fun. So I guess in the last 3 years, then yeah, that would be my favorite one. Yeah, good.
I love Fortnite. I love the new Call of Duty. And I love everything that everybody's trying to do, but like, come on, like I wish they would just stop fucking competing with each other. Like Fortnite has a battle royale, so Call of Duty has one. What actually I wish for and was granted and I loved. And I love the fact that they do that, but like with the season bullshit, it's like man, at some point, microtransactions are gonna be like a thing of the past, and like it's the like even the government's gonna fucking like shut it out because it's almost like gambling, at that point, and that's why they just give you things now with the money, other than you paying money for a thing that just like rolls and then you get something because. I mean, that's basically a casino on wheels,
Yeah.
and they put that shit out in the 1995 when Michael Anthony was fucking playing cards on his fucking computer that he got.
Rolly, was it a viewer or was it Susan? Um, Diamond says, and
Rolly's-
Diamond has pretty much like a huge list of questions here. I'm just gonna kind of skip through them.
Sorry,
and I'll
Diamond.
kind of just aim them, at one or the
We
other,
talk
and
a
not
lot.
both. So one of you will just get the question. Let's just go with Tim. Your favorite movie?
You know what? My favorite movie all time has to be Billy
Billy
Madison.
Madison is a good one. I actually quote it at work all the time, and these motherfuckers never know what I'm talking about.
Fuck yeah.
It's so fucking
Yeah,
lame.
yeah. That's because you're in the genre of the old
Yeah,
soul.
it's just like I'm always like quoting it, and they're like, "What is that?" I'm like, oh, "Come on, dude." JJ, your favorite TV show? Oh, did we lose JJ?
Oh, maybe. I thought he was just like closing his eyes, but we might have. I'm gonna say on his part, How I Met Your Mother, or when he comes back.
Yeah, he's I don't know what happened to him.
He's probably, oh fuck, motherfucker, I fucking lost connection. Ah, fuck.
Yeah, I don't see him on here. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. Okay, Tim, question's gonna be directed towards you. Hopefully he stays frozen like that, so the spot for his face gets filled.
Sure thing.
Your favorite game now?
Favorite TV show? No, wait a minute, no, I gotta tell my favorite TV show.
Go ahead.
Trailer Park Boys.
I knew you were gonna say that.
All day. All day.
Let's see.
It's crazy. I love it.
I know you don't watch a lot of YouTube, so I'm not gonna ask you that. What is your favorite weapon in Call of Duty?
Man, the ray gun until round 20. I never liked the Wonder Waffle. But if you want to go into multiplayer, the UMP, or right now I use the Striker, but the MP7 is out doing the Striker right now, so one of those, But in Modern Warfare 3, UMP 45 was my deal. Last night, not so much.
Okay. Oh, there he is.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, he's
God
gonna be
damn.
here for the end.
My phone died.
No, it's okay.
Oh,
It's okay.
that sucks.
Here's some questions for you. If you were to
All right.
make a game, what would it be about, and what would you call it?
Oh man, I would definitely have to make a zombie apocalypse game, man, and maybe something like Run for Your Life. You know what I mean?
Okay, no, that sounds
Because
good.
I feel like I don't know if I would want
The shit hit the fan.
I don't know if I'd want a game where you would settle down. I'd like a game where things were constantly changing and evolving. I mean, that's real life. Yeah. You're not going to be able to settle down in a zombie apocalypse, hold up in a house, throw some fucking boards on it, and be good. No, it's not going to happen. You know what I mean? I want a game where you're constantly moving, you're meeting new people, you got to make shitty life decisions. Maybe you come across a little girl, she looks innocent, she shoots your best friend, now you got to plug her. I don't know what's going to happen, but I know.
Bunch of scumbags.
You're not going to be camping in a fucking house and zombies are going to be walking around pretending you're not there, right?
Just to go back to JJ since he missed it, what's your favorite Call of Duty weapon?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's tough. I'm going to probably lean towards...
I did a 2-part.
I
did a zombies and multiplayer.
All right. So for zombies, depending on the game, realistically, I like probably the HK would be
not bad.
One of my favorite weapons for zombies. And for multiplayer, I don't know. Got to go back maybe a little old school. I think just because we were playing it the other day, the Galil, man. I loved the feel of the Galil. Accuracy, and that was my fucking go-to, man.
I'm going to say UMP and P90 for me.
Real quick, though, on his Galil comment, do you think that the new, like Black Ops 3, or what was it we were playing on the other night when we were doing Chronicles, that Galil, I feel like, didn't hold up to the Galil that was in the first game.
It is very new.
It was almost like they wanted you to pick it so that you would suck, and they'd be like, no, fuck that, and move on to the other weapons. You know? Because I picked it every time, and then I couldn't do shit.
This is for all of us here, and we'll start with Tim. How did you come up with your gamer tag?
When I was a young buck and the internet first started evolving, besides AOL chat, there was other things like PayPal or not PayPal, but something PAL. I remember that was out in the early 2000s. That my cousin, or not my cousin, my brother, my older brother Donnie, and he was Papa Smurf, but he always told me that every way he went on a game, and he used to play on Unreal Tournament and things like that, and then he was always WarEagle666, so I stole it from him, and then when I was 21 years old, we had to talk about it, and it was.
And now you're the eagle behind the deagle.
Yeah.
JJ,
carry it on, if you would say, yeah.
Well, my name initially was just to stir the pot, man. I wanted to get people going, so I picked Darian Wrath because it was always a conversation starter, man, and I can get fucking going on people, and once I get going, I'm not gonna stop, So, for me, I think it was more just to stir the pot and just to get people talking shit to me, because just like Timmy said, you gotta get in their heads. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta get in their heads. You gotta fuck them up. You gotta start talking shit. You gotta make them so mad that they can't pay attention to anything.
Well, for me, I got my PlayStation when I was my PlayStation 3 for online play when I was, fucking high school. So I was one of the people that made one of those cringy names. CAD Drafting was the shop I took in school because I went to a vocational technical school and did a trade. So I did CAD Drafting. So I kind of turned it into like a superhero type thing for CAD Man, and 2013 is when I graduated. But over the years, it kind of stuck. People called me CAD. CAD Man was just kind of like how I was labeled online. So it just kind of stuck, even though it was one of those cringy names. And now I'm just CAD Man. And that's just how people know me. If I changed it, it just wouldn't be the same. And there's so much history that goes along with the name that I can't change it. It's just stay with me forever.
Yeah.
If you guys ever see Uncle Filthy online, He's the best gamer I've ever seen, watching YouTube videos and things like that. So just like him, friend him, things like that. I'm just
Dalek
kidding.
Inc. Thank
I'm
you
gonna, I'm
for
gonna
the
try to change
comment.
it back as possible.
You got my nose, I guess. um, and I guess this would be for all of us too. Where do you see this channel in the next few months/years? And I guess we could start with JJ on this one.
I mean, I see it blowing up, man. I think we've got a good following right now. I think we've got a good crew of people. We've always had a solid core of gamers, and I think it's only getting better. You know what I mean? I think we've got the time right now. Quarantine is allowing us to fucking take over. I'm still working, unfortunately. I wish I could join you guys more, but I get down whenever I can at night.
An essential worker right there. Everybody,
That's
give
right.
him the trash noise if he can.
There we
for
go.
Christ's
Trash
sakes.
noise here for JJ. Let's give it to him. Honorable.
Every
The
day
fucking-
I go in there and I'm
Going to work
in
and
supermarkets,
helping the
man.
people, man.
People gotta eat. So.
Tim?
Yep. Thank you. What do I see in the next 4 or 5 years?
4 to 5
He
months.
said
I
months
think.
or years.
All right,
Months
all
or
right.
years. In months, yeah, I see it being a little bit better than what it's been. But I got my mic on Wednesday, so hopefully I can pull a slew of fucking gamers on the retro aspect.
Don't talk about that too much. Don't
Gamers.
talk about it too much. Don't talk about it too much.
That I
Is that the end?
Cut off. Cut off.
You're cut off.
Cut it down.
For me, I was one of the original creators of Boom with the Best Gaming, and one of the co-founders of Super Trash Gaming. So, from my perspective, in the next few months, I hope to start getting your guys' feedback on content, see what you like more, see what you want to see less, and that could give us a solid direction to go in. And then in years, listen, it's always been for me specifically, it's always been a passion of mine to make this a career. When I was younger, I wanted to build games, but now that it's actually possible to make a career out of playing them, and kind of bringing a community together and talking to you guys like Vlad, Diamond, the guys that are here a lot. I actually enjoy talking to you and getting your feedback on games. After work, it's something I get to look forward to, and I don't have to think about anything else while I'm playing. So in years, I would like to see this go and become a career, but that all starts with your guys' support. Like I said, likes on the stream, follows, stuff like that, telling your friends, telling those ugly little cousins you see on the holidays. It really all starts with you, and I appreciate every single person that takes their time out of their day to watch us and actually put time into this channel as well. So it's not just us here. Cab Band, Sean316, WarEagle, Arian Wrath, Roland, Anna, Lil Johnson. It's not just us. You guys are all Super Trash gamers. And I want everyone to realize that it's not just us, and we're not asking for money.
Yeah.
We're not asking for fame. We want to build a community. That's it. And that's how I can answer that.
Build a community, and even if we got big, and streaming those games and that millions of followers and things like that, man. How even just giving back to the community, how much we would do.
I would still remember Diamond. I would still remember Vlad. I would if that happened. I would go visit them.
Can I stop for a second though? Even this channel, we don't have enough money to donate to anything, but JJ and myself, we're gonna put together a meal for the workers that are in my dad's nursing home. My dad was just diagnosed with COVID-19, and he has it. I called him the other day. He said he was fine. My update today was that he was sitting up watching TV. Nothing was bothering him, which is extremely good. Since he's 74 years old and has emphysema, which is a lung disease. But JJ and I were both chefs. We're gonna make a meal for these people and just give back to the community. And hopefully one day, if the channel gets big enough, it can do the same for other reasons and anything.
Absolutely.
Sorry, that choked me
No,
up a
no,
little
all
bit. I'm
good.
sorry.
And
Right.
really, really quick, yeah, pray for Tim's dad. Thank you, Diamond. I love watching videos where people go out and give back. And like if I had money like that, like I would take Anna, everyone. I would go out. I would love to do that. I love to see that. So, yeah, real quick, pray for Tim's dad. He's a tough bastard. He'll pull through. And thank you guys
Yeah.
for what you're about to do for that.
What a tough son of a
Really,
bitch.
really appreciate that. Thank you guys. Trash noise for both of you.
Yeah.
Trash noise for real. What I'd like to say is thank you both for being here. Honestly, this was such a great episode for the CADPAD episode 1. And actually,
Thanks
while
for
we're on the kick of talking about stuff, Anna was actually just recently in remission from lymphoma for over a year, so let's give her a round of applause. So she was recently just in a year of remission from that.
Straight up.
She's doing well, and she's part of the trash family. As much as she tries to tell me she's not, she is a super trash gamer. So
Oh no! You should give her a shout out every
Yeah.
once in a while.
she,
Every
she
stream.
won't come over to the camera unless she's yelling at me or hitting me. So she's right here though.
That's fine. That's fine. Everybody knows
Yeah.
her voice. Even the guy that said she was cute.
Tim said everyone knows your voice, even the guy that said you're cute. Yeah, and all the weirdos sending her PlayStation messages about how they want her to be their girlfriend. So,
But they can fuck off.
but honestly, great episode of the podcast. Rolly said she's the definition of our channel. JJ, I know you're kind of new to the Super Trash Gamers scene, but not exactly new to us. Like I said, you two and Sean are the three main reasons this channel exists. Three main reasons. You guys all got me into gaming for real. So I'd like to thank you three for that. JJ, what's next for you on Super Trash Gamers?
I mean, I'd like to just get down with you guys more, get in on some more streams. You know what I mean? Maybe branch out of my comfort zone a little bit, play some games that I haven't played before. I know you want me to get in there, and I don't like a lot of other games. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a creature of habit. I like my RPGs. I like my zombies, my survival. I will play, multiplayer with you guys, only with you guys. You won't catch me fucking jumping in there by myself. That's a fact. But I'll definitely be getting down more with you guys. And, if I got to get some equipment so that I can get on there and start streaming too, then that's what needs to be done.
I know you like your games, so I'm going to try and bring you into the world of gaming and try to get you into some other games.
Sorry, I'm trying not to get my girlfriend to fucking open the fucking sliding door and ruin everything we're doing right
It's
now.
all good.
But I got the one finger. I'm like,
Tim, this is
oh,
why
oh.
I cut you off. What is next for you on Super Trash Gamers?
I know. Well, what's next for me on Super Trash Gamers is gonna remain a fucking secret. But until
Well, Tim,
then,
no, it's not really a fucking secret because we put out a trailer for it. What are you talking about? We put a full trailer out for it.
what are you saying? A full trailer? There was like 2 seconds. It was a couple games. Who cares? We're gonna make it. But what's next for me on Super Trash Gamers is to try and be the worst motherfucker you ever watched playing a Super Nintendo game other than the ones that I'm good at. But I'm definitely going to try at all of them. I'm going to make a bunch of recordings. And hopefully they're fucking so good. They're so good. I'm currently just buying games, and they're totally they're coming in. I am really good at Mario. So if you guys want to get down and figure out why I got hooked on gaming, definitely watch the Mario World
If
stream
you didn't
for
know,
sure.
his series is coming to Super Trash Gamer's channel soon. It's called the Retro Series. I don't know why you said it's a secret, because I literally got the fucking recordings from him.
Well, you cut me off while I
And-
was saying it, so I thought it was a
and
secret.
made him
I don't
watch
know.
the trailer that we put live. So I don't know what he's talking about, but he's gonna be the Retro Series guy. Mario. He had Donkey Kong. Some basketball. What else was on there? Was it Mortal Kombat? I think so.
Paperboy 2, Mortal Kombat, yeah. I'm trying to get a lot of games right now, so there won't be like a small slot of like things that I do. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot for sure. And every genre. Maybe there might be like a sports upload, wrestling upload. There was a lot of genres in that era.
I can definitely help you out in the game section there, because I got plenty of fucking old school games.
Yeah,
Sega,
dude, I was saying.
Super Nintendo, N64.
Dude, I was
Saturn down there somewhere.
Yeah, I was thinking that actually, because I know you got N64. I was gonna buy a couple games and come over, and then like maybe do a recording from there.
Recording.
Yeah,
Dual
for
recording
sure.
when Tim gets his mic.
I like
just real quick before we get going here, Rolly said JJ kind of blends into his background.
Fuck you, Rolly. You look exact. No, like act like Rolly doesn't look like JJ. Fuck you, motherfucker.
Rolly looks like a skeleton.
Rolly looks like a fucking Q-tip.
All right, guys. Hey, real quick, thank you two for being here. War Eagle, Tim, Arian, Rat,
Fuck
JJ.
you, Rolly.
Thank you so much for joining me for the first episode of the CADPAD. I put a lot of time into this, and to have you two here for the first one was great.
Much love.
Let me start the outro here for you guys. 1 second. Next week, we are going to be having Sean316, the man himself. It's always his fault. He's going to be on the CADPAD too.
Always.
Episode 2. So make sure you check that out. And we got Days Gone coming up on Tuesday. So you guys know what it is. As always, stay trashy.
Cat to the pad, punt to the cast. We is super trash, yeah, we know that we're bad. Fuck what you heard, I know that it's facts. If they ain't with it, I know they are whack. Tried it before, now it is back. With your support, I know it'll last. 1, 2, 3. STG. Cat is the name. Man is the meat. On this podcast, talk ain't cheap. Man, fuck all that.
You gotta unmute your
Talking
mic,
is
Tim.
free.